this is Vicki Romaine with Cheerful Greetings, and today I'm going to start a series called 12 Days of Christmas. It is still October, and I know there are more days than 12 before Christmas. However, there's only 12 Thursdays, and that's the day I usually upload my tutorial. So let's talk about what we're going to do. I'm going to make a card, and I want something on it with watercolors. And my ability to draw and paint is very limited, as you can probably tell by my previous videos. However, I want to make some ornaments. So here's my solution. I've got 3 punches, a 1.5, a 2.5, and I think the orange one is a 3/4 of an inch punch. And I'm going to use them by getting this scrap piece of cardstock here that was actually a backing to some stickers. And I have punched each punch in this, so I have 3 punches now, 3 holes, with each one being a different size. I have a piece of watercolor paper here that I've cut down to 3 3/4 by 5. I cut it down this far because I wanted it to have a mat behind it, and then I will be placing it on a card. Next, I'm going to take my 3-hole template and put it on my water paper, and then I will fast forward my tutorial as you watch and see what I'm going to do to make my Christmas card. I have out my trusty watercolor set. It's basically just a kid's school watercolor, and you can tell that it's definitely been used. And so I'm going to put a little water on my brush, and you will notice that I start in the middle of my circle. And I don't have my circle in the middle of my card. I've got it off to the side on purpose. But I'm going to start at the middle, and I want to be careful when I go around the edges, and I want to make sure that I don't have too much water on my brush around the edges, because I don't want that water seeping underneath my template. So I will continually fill in and make my circle. And this is a cross between a yellow and a green. It's a real light green. I'm going to put a little shading on the left-hand side of some darker green, just to give it a little more of a third dimension. I'm going to try to blend it in so it doesn't look like I just added green watercolor to the left-hand side. I want it to look kind of natural. And I take my template off very easily, and I check out my circle, and it looks fine. I'm pretty well pleased with it. Before I put the other circles down, I want to use the heat gun to dry this out thoroughly, because I don't want to put one color on top of the other with it wet. So give me a minute and I will have this first circle dried. I'm going to take my template again and put it over my first circle, and I don't want to cover it up completely. I just want to have the edge of it overlapping. And let's see, I think I'll probably use magenta this time. And again, using a circular motion. Now, if you will notice, my first circle was dried, and it was a light color. And this time I'm putting a darker color over it. Now, you don't want to do the reverse. In other words, have a dark circle and try to put a light circle over it. You want to do it this way. And if you put enough watercolor on it, it will cover up the bottom circle pretty well. At first it looks like the colors are not going to work, but after you get enough watercolor on your circle, you'll find that it does do well. As you notice, as I finish up this magenta circle, I'm now adding a little blue, or it'll be actually purple, and it will be the shading on the magenta circle. Then I'm going to skip forward and do a small blue circle in the corner and an orange circle on my cardstock, and I'll show you the finished product. Before I do that, though, I want to finish blending my circle. A lot of people do not like to show their mistakes, but it doesn't bother me, as it might help someone else to not make the same mistake. If you will look at the bottom of the blue circle, you will see that on the back there's a little piece of orange, and on the back side of my template there's some orange where I had too much water on my brush. I redid my watercolor circles and changed up some of the colors so your eyes aren't fooling you. I wanted to make sure I fixed them so I didn't have any smeared spots. I took some gray watercolor and kind of made little tops to my circles. And some of them aren't real even, and they aren't all alike, but when you buy a box of ornaments, they're not always all alike anyway. So I'm making strings for them to hang by using my ink pen. It's a .03, I think, a Copic, a real fine point, and so they're beginning to look a little like ornaments now. Well, I've gotten out a basket here that has my stickles and my liquid pearls, and I'm just putting a little on the ornaments. I needed to have a little bling to this because it really didn't look enough like Christmas to me. Seems like you have to have something shiny on a ornament for it to really be Christmassy looking. I'm putting some stickles. I believe the color is silver, and I'm putting it on both the ornaments and the tops to give it that bling. I'm pretty much finished now with my top layer. I'm going to make the card itself now, and I'm going to use a piece of cardstock that's 5.5 by 4.25 after it's folded. I'm putting my mat on with liquid glue, which I like using when I'm doing layers. And this is actually called rubber cement, and it's by Elmer's. The liquid glue makes it possible for me to move a layer from one side to the other and adjust it. Now I have it adjusted like I want it, and I'm going to put on my top layer, which is my image itself. And again, I'm using the rubber cement. Trying Trying to line it up. There we go. Now I need a cinnamon of some sort, so I'm going to use this Deck the Hall cinnamon. I got it off of a sheet that was in a pack of paper. The sheet had a number of labels and cinnamons that were Christmassy, so I picked this one, Deck the Halls. Well, my card is finished. I hope you like the 12th day of Christmas. It's ready for cinnamon inside. And if you did enjoy it, please come back and see me. And don't forget to subscribe, and have a great crafting day. Bye.